Littleton, New Hampshire, nestled in the White Mountains just north of Franconia Notch, is a great place to live, to work, and to visit. Littleton offers a quality of life unlike any other, the safety and charm of a small town with all the amenities and conveniences anyone needs. For those who were born here, for those who recently arrived, and for those who come to visit, there is no doubt that all are glad to be in Littleton. Settled in 1770 on the banks of the Ammonoosuc River, Littleton has long served as a center for commerce in New Hampshire's White Mountains region. When a dam was erected on the river in the 1790s, a sawmill and grist mill were built and stores opened nearby. Other Littleton manufacturers were turning out such diverse products as whiskey, potash, scythes, flannels, watches, furniture, carriages, and sleighs. That was the beginning of Littleton's industry and distinctive Main Street. For many years, Littleton's economy was dependent on the shoe factories that lined the Ammonoosuc River. When two of the largest factories closed in the 1970s and over 600 jobs were lost, local business leaders started the Littleton Industrial Development Corporation and forged a new path to economic health. Today, Littleton has a diverse economy thanks to the vision and determination of forward-thinking individuals, led by Paul McGoldrick and King Covey, who believed that growth and success would occur only when change and progress were planned and managed. These leaders helped establish an industrial park that is one of the best in New Hampshire. The park is occupied by businesses that are responsible for wages in excess of $60 million annually and employ over 1,100 area residents. Our downtown is flourishing. The storefront vacancy rate has gone from 20% 12 years ago to a rate of 2% today. Littleton now has a modern infrastructure, a new hospital, several big box stores, and the lowest electricity rates in New England. And much of this is the result of the efforts put forth by the Littleton Industrial Development Corporation.
We're very fortunate at this time to have two guys who really took us interest in Littleton, Paul McGoldrick and King Covey. And they led the effort to try and bring new industry into town. They worked on it and came up with where we have the industrial park.
The industrial park is tucked away, so lots of people know that Littleton has an industrial park, but they don't quite know what happens here. We have a variety of businesses in the industrial park. We have manufacturing businesses, Burndy, Rodebeck. We have consumer goods businesses like Tender Corp. We have businesses that are involved in IT infrastructure and information management like SNS. There's a rich mix of businesses and therefore a rich mix of jobs and skill sets tucked away here in the Littleton Industrial Park.
Honestly, I was really uninformed about it. It's hidden off in this little corner. I hadn't seen much of it, but it wasn't until I was looking for a job that I suddenly realized that that's where all of the opportunities were.
Burndy was the first occupant of the Littleton Industrial Park. We opened this facility in August of 1976, so we've been here 41 years now. We came here because of the availability of a skilled and motivated workforce, because of the fact that Littleton sits next to a highway and it's a regional center, so that brings people here. It makes it easy for us to get goods and services both into the facility as well as finished goods out of the facility and get them shipped out to our customers.
Yeah, when I was looking for a second location, land, an industrial type setting, power, fiber, and then access to highways were all critical decision-making points.
What Paul started when he was just replacing shoe workers to what the industrial park is today is extraordinary. Right now, almost all of the businesses in the industrial park are national and international companies.
So one of the neat things about this office here in Littleton is that we're providing IT support for businesses all over the country, all over the globe, right here in this office.
The companies that are seeking out these particular systems are mostly large corporations such as Bloomberg, Amazon, Bank of America.
Rodebeck is the leader in the world. We have distribution plants throughout the world.
We're a national company. We have to buy product from coin suppliers and banknote suppliers all over the country. And so we have our own staff of buyers that travel around the country buying coins.
We cover everything from insect bite treatment, which is our Afterbite, which is the product our company was founded on, to insect repellents, both the DEET and DEET-free, first aid kits and survival gear, and we ship to 40 countries around the world.
They have invested their time into me where I can now go from a manager position and start working in international business.
As we continue to expand into new markets, there are opportunities for people to come in and to learn the business, okay, and to be getting the foundation that they need in order to understand how to go about doing international business.
And now I have a position working at an international company with tons of room for growth when people said I would never be able to get a good job.
The experience of working with an international company, there's nothing like it on your resume and nothing like it for experience.
And then to actually be traveling overseas and learning about the different cultural nuances and how the industry works in Lithuania versus how it works in the United Arab Emirates. It's very different.
We are now connected to the world. And if you want to have a job in Littleton, there's so many different varieties of jobs you could have. I think there are people in Littleton that are working elsewhere that do not have any idea of the jobs we have in the industrial park.
I would have not have expected that there's these kinds of jobs in Littleton.
We have quite a few interesting opportunities for people, and it'd be nice for them to drop by and see what we offer. And I think it would be good for young people to be exposed more to what's going on in the park, what kinds of opportunities are here.
I'm very lucky that I was able to find Tender Corporation here in a small town like Littleton.
Well, I loved where I work, and I work and play in the North Country, and it works out really well.
A lot of times people find they enjoy the area and they make a commitment to come up here, sometimes to get out of the city and the hassles, and they bring fantastic skills and then are amazed to find that there's a company up here that's needing those skills. They're like, wow, I didn't have to settle for a position that doesn't meet my skill set to enjoy the lifestyle that I have.
So we were coming up here on the weekends from the city, and we really liked the area and wanted to find a place to be able to work and live up here. And I was able to identify, working with the Chamber of Commerce, 3 companies in the area that really looked interesting to me. And my first choice actually was Tender.
We've got the full range of jobs. We have copywriters that do all the copy for the catalogs and for our advertising. We have designers that do all the design for both of those, photographers. We have analysts that, it's a very numbers, we analyze everything we do, like the number of sales per page in a catalog, so we have a lot of people analyzing it to add or remove product. We have coin buyers and coin graders, and then obviously inventory control, customer service, phone operators, and obviously the shipping and receiving that goes with it, a lot of mailing of packages.
We are looking for production supervisors, we're looking for plant accountant, we're looking for machine operators, we're looking for people with CNC, or what we would call computer numerically controlled skills, people who can run lathes and milling machines, a wide variety of folks.
Yeah, we're looking for tech people kind of from what I'd consider the minor leagues up all the way up to all-stars. So entry-level help desk positions, anyone who really just has appreciation and love for technology, good work skills, good work ethic, dependable.
In this plant we have assemblers, we have laborers, welders, CNC operators, hydraulic technicians. I'm looking for the person that can turn a wrench and has pride in their work.
We require artisans, but people that also have a good knowledge of computers and are interested in design and AutoCAD work. We're also looking for people that may have some background or an interest towards working with machinery and fabricating products.
Well, we're currently looking for around 15 to 20 people for both production, and there's some in internet marketing to support our e-commerce sales and analysis. We have other positions in HR, as well as some warehouse and logistics support we're looking for.
Here at Burndy, we use a lot of CNC machines, and essentially it is a milling or lathe machine that is run by a computer. That computer allows us to machine parts in tolerances down to thousandths of an inch.
NCIC got a grant to work with a private company to get a CNC machine in the high school, so these kids could learn that trade, and then they could go and see that same trade being used in Rodebeck plant, where they had, I think, 5 CNC scanners.
We was having a hard time finding CNC operators. When NCIC, John Friedman, come in and approached me on matching monies with a government grant to put CNC machines in Littleton, I thought it was a fantastic idea.
We got together with some other businesses and said, we need CNC operators, we need people with good computer skills, we need people who can take an idea from a picture in their mind to a physical object in real space. Okay, how can we support that? One of the ways we decided to do that is we partnered with people like Rodebeck and other companies. Rodebeck put up a certain amount of funding for the machines themselves. Burndy put up funding and capital for the tool holders as well as the tooling. We also had members of our engineering team who assisted the Littleton High School folks in developing the curriculum and writing some of the programs that would be necessary to run that CNC equipment. It gives us an opportunity to expose the kids in the high school to what I will call the shop class of the 21st century.
We put 2 CNC machines in the Littleton Career Center. It's working well. I feel that if the students, sophomore up, freshman up, is starting off with a CNC machine, they know what they want to do when they get out of school.
I was approached by members of our industrial park and manufacturers, and they were identifying an issue that they had with an aging workforce that in the foreseen future they would need certainly some new employees. So we talked about possibly creating a career and technical program around manufacturing. And the manufacturing field, once you get through those doors and start talking to people and viewing the many jobs that are available, you see that there's so many opportunities at a variety of levels.
We have the opportunity now to excite some kids, to get them interested, to get them thinking about things that they maybe didn't think about before. What we want to do is try to open up their vision with regard to what kinds of things they see, what kinds of things they think they can be, what kinds of things they think they can do. And that starts by investing in the local high school.
When the grant was written, very big partner in this was the White Mountain Community College, which is our local community college here. It wasn't really decided where the machines were going to go. So it went back and forth, and the members of industry said they wanted it here because they wanted students at a young age to be exposed to see this equipment, to be kind of excited about this new equipment. Because it's housed here, we still continue to work with the community college, and we opened our doors here at the high school, at the Career and Tech Center, to allow adult courses. And those adult courses are taught through the community college system. There's some positions around entry level, so we want to train adults who may be in the manufacturing field and want to increase their skills, or maybe someone who wants to change jobs and are interested about manufacturing to hear about the benefits.
The Littleton Industrial Park provides more than just jobs, but also opportunity and growth to Littleton. It gives back to the community in numerous ways.
this town would not have the hospital we have, would not have the school systems we have if we didn't have the industrial park. Private jobs are the lifeblood of any community. There's nothing to replace it.
We've spent, in terms of just the local economy, tens of thousands of dollars. In terms of the New Hampshire economy, hundreds of thousands of dollars with various contractors that we've used to get the building improvements done, to get some of the installations done. Our payroll supports a number of local businesses. It gets spent at grocery stores, it gets spent in restaurants, it gets spent for school clothes and ATVs and outdoor activities. So the businesses in the industrial park can and do serve as an economic engine.
Having a vibrant business climate and having the many different diversified companies within the region, it's just allowed the town to build a nice community and infrastructure, and opened up the Littleton as sort of the base of the North Country, where this has become the central place for a lot of people to come from out of the area to eat at the restaurants, go to the theater, and shop in the community.
I love Littleton. I grew up as a little kid taking all my pennies and running down to Cheddar's, the penny candy store, to get as 100 pieces of candy with my $1. I walked up and down these streets. My best friends lived here. This was the place I grew up going, and I love it. And I love seeing how it's been able to thrive, and how people who have been able to stay and keep their shops going, and to really be part of the growing community too as new places open up, like Schilling's and the Inkwell.
We started thinking about succession of where the company was going to go. So we considered selling outside the community, but we felt that the best for everyone was to turn this into an employee-owned company. We're proud of that, and we think the employees think a lot of it, and we'd like to see a lot of other companies do the same thing.
They sold it to the employees because if they sold it to an outside firm, 300 plus jobs would be out of here in 5 seconds.
Tender Corporation had about 125 jobs at stake. They couldn't find a place to put a bigger building. They needed to grow, and so I was approached to see if they could use my property, which was the only piece in town left that was zoned properly for what they needed to do.
The industrial park and Tender and Val Polson got together and figured out a plan for us to move his building just slightly down the road to then free up the spot to build our facility.
The best interest of the town was to keep Tender Corporation here. They're a good employer, and we really needed them to stay here.
In terms of our community involvement, we really do that for a couple of different reasons. One, we live here. It's the right thing for us to do. You know, we are a citizen here. We are a resident here in this community. And communities don't survive if people just take from them. You know, they have to contribute to them.
Not only do we do it corporately, many of our employees are active in a variety of groups and organizations around the town and the community, to continue to give back and, help the area out.
So Tender organizes a run to raise money for local charities in our area, to raise awareness about these charities. And so this year we supported the Ammonoosuc Trout Unlimited, and we supported the local Boy Scout troop, and we raised money to help these people and to draw attention to other charities as well, who got to come, set up booths, and really interact with the community, because it's all about building the community of Littleton and connecting people with the local charities in the area and with Tender Corporation so they can learn more what it's about.
One of the things that we did earlier this year was we made a donation to Lakeway Elementary School. We put up $2,000 as kind of a kickoff donation for them to purchase STEM kits, science, technology, engineering, and math kits for the kids at the elementary school level. We've also made donations to the Rotary Scholarship Funds. We've done that for several years in a row. We also sponsor a local scholarship at the high school every year to graduating senior who's continuing their education beyond high school.
We continue to support the community, or communities around the area with programs for schools, support for organizations like Boys and Girls Club. We supported the YMCA, when they were here. We helped donate to the pool in Lisbon. I think we originally helped with a pool here in Littleton, and there's a number of groups and organizations, that we support either in-kind donations or financially when appropriate. So we continue to do things to support the community besides just provide jobs.
We do it because it's the right thing to do, and we do it because it's what being a good citizen and a good neighbor requires us to do.
Hailed by national publications as one of the top 10 small towns in America with one of the best main streets, many of us already knew Littleton is one of the best small towns in America. As the steward of Littleton's industrial park, LIDC sees one of our main charges as preserving the quality of life Littleton residents cherish. For 45 years, LIDC has served as the caretakers of the industrial park that today provides more than 1,200 quality jobs from 15 companies that do business locally, regionally, and internationally. These good-paying jobs for our area's residents are one of the engines that drives our local economy. And LIDC has worked with many partners to develop and maintain the industrial park. We have partnered with the town of Littleton, the state of New Hampshire, and the Economic Development Administration within the federal government. We have also partnered with the Northern Community Investment Corporation at the Paul J. McGoldrick Learning Center. Great partnerships have made many projects possible. We all know Littleton is a great place to live. When you factor in the lowest electric rates in the Granite State, our high-speed internet infrastructure, our access to Interstate 93 and Interstate 91, and our quality workforce, Littleton is also the place to do business. With nearly 400 acres dedicated to commerce, the Littleton Industrial Park and our volunteer board of directors are dedicated to serving the people of Littleton for generations to come.
The future of Littleton is in the next generation, and the industrial park leads the efforts to keep the next generation rooted in the area.
When I was a kid growing up, it always dismayed me to see young people leaving the area because of lack of opportunity.
That's really not the case in Littleton. Littleton and surrounding areas here in the North Country. There are so many great jobs that we know of, that we try and expose them to, that they hopefully can realize that they can remain here.
When I was a senior at Liberty University, people started asking me where I wanted to go, and I said I wanted to go home to New Hampshire. This is the place I love. This is the place with 4 seasons. I love having fall, winter, spring. This is where my family is. This is where I grew up. And people were like, are you going to be able to get a job there? I thought you lived in this tiny, remote, nowhere's land area.
Many of our students may go off to college, but we want them to return.
If we're not here, they don't have a choice. And so it's incumbent upon the business community for us to continue to build strong businesses that take advantage not only of the skills that people have today, but also are looking to the skills that people need for the future and investing in those skills so that when those kids and those grandkids get out of school and they're looking for something to do, they can look around and say, I can do that right in my own hometown.
As a millennial, I know a lot of my friends worry that they're just going to have to leave home, or they think they need to leave home and they don't even consider the opportunities that are here for growth, and they go someplace really competitive like New York City or like Boston, and they throw themselves into the mix trying to get this really great job, but the competition in those cities is incredibly thick, and no matter how qualified you are, there's always someone more qualified. Tender Corporation gave me a high quality job with responsibilities that I could have gotten at a huge corporation, but I got them here in the place I love, and I have all those opportunities which I might never have had competing against all the people down in Boston. So here in Littleton, there are jobs where you can have high quality work as a millennial and learn the skills you need to progress in your career.
If you're good with your hands and really have good work ethics, we can train the individual to put our product together, and we have pride in our product. So it's a good working relationship with the community, I feel.
provide good local jobs with health care benefits as well. We think that helps us to be an employer of choice here. We have very low turnover. We have people who do leave. Most people who leave try to come back.
I'm able to stay in the area, stay in Littleton and raise my family. I have my family close by, so it's been a great experience.
I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to find a job here, and I was looking in New York City, where my aunt lives, trying to find jobs there, just because I may not want to live in the city. I'm not a city girl, but that's where a lot of jobs are, and I was like, if I can't find a job at home, at least I gotta look somewhere else where there's gonna be jobs that are competitive. But I couldn't have been more thankful for Tender Corporation calling me with a job offer, because I didn't want to move to the city.
The industrial park is perfect for that, because it sets the ground for the future, where you can bring in opportunity for local people, you know, and for their next generation. So you don't have to say goodbye to your daughter when she finishes school. You know, she can come to work here in one of the companies. And because the park has so much to offer, we're just going to see more and more companies come here. I mean, the park itself is great, and it's in a superb location. So I think that we're just going to see more and more companies that are attracted here.
If I could say anything to people about the industrial park here in Littleton, one, I would say it's been a good deal for Burndy, and we believe also for Littleton. We've been here 41 years, and that is because we have chosen to be here. After 41 years, you always have options about going someplace else or doing something different. And every time we've hit one of those choice points, we have looked at the situation and said, this is where we want to be. Now, why have we made that choice? We made that choice for several reasons. One, because we think it's a good place for us to be. We've got good roads, we've got good access to a well-maintained interstate, which allows us to get goods and services in and products out very smoothly to our customers. Two, being located here in a regional center is good for our employees. They have access to both big box stores and local merchants. You can buy everything here in Littleton, from a car to a piece of jewelry to clothing to candy. We have restaurants, we have high quality merchants selling clothing and wine and fitness equipment, and all of those things are right here in Littleton. So it's a great place for resources. It also, for those of our employees who have an outdoor lifestyle, is an excellent place to be. We are in the gateway to the White Mountains, and you can drive 15 minutes in any direction and be someplace where you can start a hike, or you can go hunting, or you can go fishing, or you can go snowmobiling. So in terms of what it offers our employees when they're not here at work, we think it's a great choice for us as well.
The centerpiece of Littleton's historic downtown is an ambassador of cheer and community spirit for residents and visitors alike. A welcome wave, arms flung wide, Pollyanna. Pollyanna's story is one of optimism, about looking on the bright side, about hope, and about the future. So too is the story of the Littleton Industrial Park.
I would not really want to live in a retirement town. If you take out the industrial park, what you have said to Littleton, we're no longer going to be an employment community. We are going to become a retirement community where we can take care of the retirees, give them nice little restaurants, give them walkways, but we won't have the regional hospital, we won't have the school system we have. I don't want to live in a town like that myself personally. I'm here, I like this, but I want to live in a town that is vibrant.